If, like me, you are a fan of Band of Brothers, you'll remember those famous scenes in the last episode where they come down past the lake to the huge hotel and Winters goes swimming. Well, today we are in just that place that was depicted. Today we're in Zell Am See. Now in May 1945, after leaving Berchtesgaden, the 101st Airborne moved down into this area right here. This is Zell Am See. By this lake and by the Grand Hotel in the background here, you might remember if you've seen Band of Brothers, this is the building that's depicted. And this is where the 506th headquarters were set up right here in Zell Am See. We're going to go take a little look. We're going to see if we can look in the hotel itself in a second and just check out some of the areas that were depicted in that episode. So this is the main lake by Zell Am See, just next to the Grand Hotel over here on our left. Now, there's that scene where Dick Winters jumps in the lake and he's swimming, and then Nixon comes down and he jumps in as well. Well, that was depicting this area right here, and look, maybe the dock right here by the Grand Hotel. In reality, it's unlikely that it happened quite like that. Whilst, of course, it is possible that maybe Winters did jump in here to cool off or something when they were here, but in reality, Easy Company came into Zell Am See and they were only here for a short while. The 506th headquarters were set up in Grand Hotel right here, but actually they were only here for a very short time, and then they moved on to Kaprun. The 506th headquarters stayed here, but Easy Company themselves moved down towards Kaprun. So the place where they were based and where they would have spent some time and maybe relaxing in the mornings, as was depicted in that scene, probably wouldn't have been here. It would have been in Kaprun, which is about 15 minutes further down to the south of where we are. So where we stood before is down there to the right by the lake, and up here is the actual Grand Hotel itself, right here on the edge of the lake at Zell Am See. So when the 506 moved into this area, this is the Grand Hotel. This is what was turned into the 506 headquarters. So Colonel Sink would have been based here. Now there's not too much to see inside. I'm going to go inside and film just a couple of clips so you can see it. There's nothing like specific that tells the story of that in there, but I'm going to show you a couple of clips inside so you can see. But this is the Grand Hotel, Zell Am See. So I've just come around to the back of the Grand Hotel, like the kind of tables area and sort of their garden here, by the lake. Now this is the area that would have been depicted in that part of the final episode there, where the guys are stood here, and I think they're coming to visit Winters one at a time, and he's giving them kind of, you know, relaxing, non-combat related appointments. That was depicting this area right here. Now, those kind of things might not have actually happened here because, as we've said, Easy Company in particular moved down to Kaprun. They didn't stay based here in Zell Am See, but this is the area it was depicting. And look, this was still the 506th headquarters here, so it is very possible that Winters would have come back up here to, to visit for meetings or whatever else. So he probably would have spent some time here, certainly. Now, whilst Band of Brothers shows this area a lot, in reality, the 506th headquarters were based here in the Grand Hotel for most of the summer. But Easy Company themselves moved further south to a place called Kaprun. That's about 10-15 minutes south of where we are right now, and that's where we're going to go next. So in early May of 1945, Easy Company arrived here in the town of Kaprun, and they set about moving around and collecting up weaponry and making sure that the village and town was safe. Of course, remember when they first moved in here, they were the first people in here. They didn't know for sure that the local residents were going to be friendly, and that maybe there weren't going to be, you know, soldiers here who were still prepared to fight. But they soon identified that the people here were sick of war, and they were able to move into the town here without any resistance. They started to collect up the weapons, any military weapons and civilian weapons as well were gathered at the church just up the road. And Easy Company were going to be based here for quite a while. So as I mentioned, Easy Company were going to be based here for several months, and in fact right through to July. And whilst they were here, in this field right here, there were some famous photos taken. This is often kind of described as the last assembly of Easy Company, with this being the last base that they had during the course of the Second World War. And in this field were some famous photos taken, and I'm going to share a couple of those now kind of into the video, but this is the field where those were taken right here. So I mentioned when they moved into the town here that all the weapons were collected up. Well, Winters asked for the weapons to be collected to the church and also the schoolyard. Well, there are two churches here. One is kind of down the road behind me, and the other one is here behind me here, right next to the castle of Kaprun. So this church is where some of those weapons were gathered up right here. So I hope you guys found this video interesting. A little kind of mini video really, just kind of taking a look at Zell Am See and Kaprun, the two places where Easy Company came to after they left Birch's Garden, and Kaprun here being the final place where they were based during the Second World War. And I think that just about rounds us off. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, do all that usual YouTube stuff for me because it helps me out a load on the channel. Check out my Patreon page if you would like to support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.